Hello students, this is a request video on elimination of left recursion and left factoring. I hope you guys know what is left recursive grammar. Okay, so a left recursive grammar is a one which has a non-terminal repeating on the right hand side. That is, look at the definition here. If the leftmost variable of its RHS is same as the variable of its LHS, that is the leftmost variable of the RHS. Since this is a RHS, the leftmost variables here are, this is one production T and this is one production E plus T. So in this, E is same as E over here. That is, E on the right hand side is same as E over here. T here is same as T over here. So this is called as left recursion. Okay. Yeah. So this is a syntax for left recursion. A repeating A here. That is, if the leftmost variable of the right hand side. So which is the leftmost variable here? A. A is the leftmost variable of the right hand side, which is same as the left hand side, which is A. So this is called as left recursion. So if you have a rule of this kind, you have to eliminate it because left recursive grammars cannot be fed to top-down parsers. Okay, so this is how we eliminate it. We have two parts here, guys. One is the production which is having left recursion, and the other one does not have left recursion. So remember, beta is a one which does not have left recursion, and alpha is a part that is associated with the left recursive production. Okay, so this is how we eliminate it. A gives, you should write the non-left recursive production first, that is beta, followed by an introduction of a new non-terminal A dash. Okay, so this we have to define what A dash is, right? So A dash is nothing but alpha, again A dash, or epsilon. This is the syntax of it. You can't change it. This is a universal syntax for eliminating left recursion. So remember, you have two parts. One is a part with the left recursion and the other one without left recursion. So when you write down the solution for it, you should first consider the non-left recursive side. Okay, that is beta, followed by an introduction of a new non-terminal. Okay, and then you have to define for that new non-terminal that will always begin with alpha, again followed by that new non-terminal or epsilon. Okay. Okay, I have written an example here. I'll be writing the solution myself here. Okay, so here we have left recursion here. A gives A, which is definitely left recursion. Here also A gives one more A, which is left recursion. A gives small letter A is not left recursive. B gives B is left recursion. B gives small letter B is not. But we have to resolve this, right? So we will start. A gives, see, as I said, we should start with the one beta part, right? Beta part is the one which does not have left recursion. So which is the one here, small letter A. And this should be followed by an introduction of a new non-terminal. Let me write down it as A dash. Okay. Now, since I have introduced a new non-terminal, I need to write the definition for it, right? A dash gives, okay. Now you have to find out which is alpha. We have two alphas here. BD is one alpha and small letter A over here is one more alpha. So I will write alpha 1, which is nothing but B, D. Again, it should be followed by the new non-terminal, or yes, now I shall write the other alpha. What is other alpha? Small letter A followed by again the new non-terminal A dash. Okay, yes. Now, what should we write after this? We should be writing an epsilon here. Okay, so I will insert a symbol epsilon. Okay, so this is what A gives, A dash gives BD, A dash, A dash, and then epsilon. Okay, so now we have left recursion for even B, right? So B gives, what should we write first? We should write the beta part. Which is beta part over here? This one, B, because it does not start with the left recursive non-terminal. So write down small b followed by introduce a new non-terminal. What is it? B dash. Yeah, since you have introduced a new non-terminal B dash, we will be writing the definition for it. What is the definition? B dash is what? What is B dash? B dash is nothing but, write the alpha part first. What is alpha part? Alpha part is just E. Okay, so E, again it should be followed by a new non-terminal that is the same one. Or what should you write over here? It is epsilon. So again I will be introducing the epsilon over here. Okay, so this is how you write the non-left recursive grammar. So can you write for this? This example is very important actually in all the textbooks universally. This example of evaluating arithmetic expression is taken as a example everywhere. Okay, so I will just brief you. I will not write it here because it will take more time. Okay, so since you all know, we'll just say here this is left recursive, this is left recursive, this is not left recursive. So what should you write here, guys? E gives, first write the beta part. Okay, so let me write it here. E gives, probably you can actually, increase the speed of this video. Okay, so what shall we write? T. Write down the beta part first, which is the beta part for the first rule over here, which is the beta part. T is the beta part. So T, introduce a new non-terminal E dash. Okay, so after you introduce, what should you write? And remember here, this is a new non-terminal E dash. Okay, now what should you write? We have to define what E dash is. E dash is nothing but, what do you think? It is nothing but, you should first now write the alpha part. What is alpha here? The term that is associated with left recursive, right? So E followed by, thereafter what is followed by E is going to be alpha. So we have only one alpha here, which is plus T. So I shall write that first, plus T. Again, it should be followed by the non-terminal, new non-terminal, and then you have to write the epsilon part. So let me take this epsilon here, okay guys, and then let me copy it. Yeah, okay. Now what should you write for T? So T also will be the same. I'll just say it orally. T will be, T gives F T dash, T dash gives star F T dash or epsilon. What about the last rule over here? F gives ID. Since it does not have any left recursion, it is to be written as it is. Okay, so totally when you resolve this particular rule, you get how many rules? 1, 2, 2 for E, 2 for F, and F has to be written as it is. So 2 plus 2 plus 1, which is 5. So the result will have 5 rules that are written. Okay, yeah. Now, okay, I shall move to the next topic, which is indirect left recursion. See guys, you have indirect left recursion, which is actually tricky, okay, because it does not seem to have left recursion, but when you actually introspect it in depth, okay, you will find indirect left recursion. I have given assignment problems for few students on indirect left recursion. Okay, so indirect left recursion is deceiving actually. You will not know until you observe carefully. So just look at this example. S gives AA or B, A gives AC or SD or epsilon. See, clearly looking at the first rule over here, there is no left recursion. Looking at the second rule here, there is a left recursion, yes, which is A gives AC is a direct left recursion. Whatever examples that you have seen in the previous slides, right, they are direct left recursion. But then here we have a mix of both direct as well as indirect. This is a direct left recursion, whereas this is a indirect left recursion. How? Because if you tend to replace this first letter S by the preceding rules over here, you get AAD. That is, if you replace this S over here with AA, you get AAD, or again this S by this B, so you get BD or epsilon. So when you replace this S by AA, you have two left recursions right here. Okay, that is what I meant. So if you seem to have left recursions which is obtained by replacing a symbol, then that is indirect left recursion. So there is a big algorithm for it, but actually these algorithms won't be asked, so I'll tell it in easy step. Okay, yeah. So the first one is what you should do is if there is any non-terminal that whose definition has been defined before, then you will have to replace it. Look at this line here. Replace the non-terminal defined before by its productions. So look at this guys here. S gives AA. Always we'll have to consider the first one only because this is left recursion, right? I cannot replace something that is in between or at the end. Always the first non-terminal or the letter only should be seen. Okay. Look at this. S gives A. A is the first letter, right? A has not been defined before this. So leave it as it is. What about B? This B is a terminal, so not to be considered. So there is no problem with this first rule. Coming to the second rule, we have A definitely, yes, we will resolve that later. But then we have another S here, right? And S is the leftmost non-terminal of this production. Of this production it is A, and for this production it is S. So if there is any non-terminal right in the beginning whose definition has been defined earlier, so S definition has been defined earlier, right? So in that case, we have to replace for S. So when you replace for S, what do you get here? S is replaced by A, D, again S is replaced by BD or epsilon. Once the replacements are done, this now becomes a direct left recursion method. So direct left recursion is according to the previous slides. Okay, so remember there is a concept called as indirect left recursion which do not which is not very clearly visible. So if you observe deeply, okay, and if you find out there is indirect left recursion, there is a method to remove it. That is, you have to replace the leftmost non-terminal on the right hand side by its production. That is, if it is defined earlier, then you have to replace. Okay, so in the process of replacing, you get this for this example. So this is now easier, right? Now you can eliminate it through the previous direct left recursion method. So this is A gives, what are the two betas over here? BD. So BD A dash. This is also a beta, but it is an invisible beta, right? Which is epsilon. So it is nothing as good as rating epsilon A dash, which is as good as rating A dash. Okay. Again, we have to define what A dash is. A dash gives. Okay. Now we have to decide on what is alpha. So we have C has one alpha 1, AD has one alpha 2. Okay. So C A dash, AD A dash, or epsilon is what we need to write. So this is indirect left recursion, guys. I hope you have got it. So you can go through more examples in classwork to understand this concept better. I think most of them know how to resolve left recursion. So this was just a request video. I hope students who have not followed these, they understand. If there are any doubts, you can DM me. Okay. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. Thank you, guys.